Have you ever heard of someone who won 11 championships in just 13 years? That's the incredible story of Bill Russell, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Bill Russell was born on February 12, 1934, in Monroe, Louisiana. This was a time when life was very hard for black people in America, especially in the South. When Bill was young, his family moved to Oakland, California, hoping for a better life. Growing up, Bill Russell wasn't always the best at basketball. In fact, he didn't even make his high school team at first, but he worked really hard and kept trying. Soon, he got better and better. Bill's high school coach, George Powles, saw something special in him. He created an extra spot on the team just for Bill. This coach also helped Bill join a summer basketball team, giving him more chances to practice and improve. Bill went to college at the University of San Francisco. There, he became an incredible player. He was so good at defense and rebounding that he led his team to win 2 college championships in a row. Bill wasn't just good at basketball in college, he was also a great track and field athlete. He was so fast and could jump so high that he competed in the high jump. After college, Bill joined the Boston Celtics in the NBA. This is where he became a legend. In his first year, he helped the Celtics win their very first championship, and that was just the beginning. Bill Russell played for the Celtics for 13 years. In that time, they won the championship 11 times. That's more than any other player in NBA history. Bill was so good that they changed the rules of basketball because of him. Before Bill Russell, players weren't allowed to touch the ball when it was coming down towards the basket. But Bill could jump so high and had such perfect timing that he would often catch the ball above the rim. This was called goaltending, and it wasn't allowed, so they had to change the rules to say that once the ball starts going down, you can touch it. Bill Russell was known for his amazing defense. He could block shots, get rebounds, and stop the other team from scoring. He wasn't always the highest scorer, but he made his whole team better. He once said, "The most important measure of how good a game I played was how much better I'd made my teammates play." But Bill Russell's life wasn't just about basketball. He faced a lot of unfair treatment because he was black. Even though he was a famous basketball player, some people were mean to him just because of the color of his skin. Bill didn't stay quiet about the unfair treatment. He spoke up for what was right. He worked to make things better for black players and all black people. He even marched with Martin Luther King Jr. to fight for equal rights. One time, Bill and his black teammates were refused service at a restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky. Instead of playing the scheduled game, Bill and his teammates decided to go home. This was a brave stand against unfair treatment. In 1966, Bill Russell became the first black head coach in any major American sport. This was a big deal. He was still playing on the team too, so he was both a player and a coach at the same time. He led the Celtics to 2 more championships as a player coach before he retired in 1969. Bill Russell had a special rivalry with another great player named Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt was taller and stronger than Bill, and he scored a lot more points, but Bill's teams usually won when they played against each other. Bill once said, "The idea is not to block every shot. The idea is to make your opponent believe that you might block every shot." This shows how smart Bill Russell was. He didn't just rely on his physical skills. He used his brain to outsmart his opponents. Bill Russell was known for being very serious and focused during games. He would often get so nervous before big games that he would throw up, but this just showed how much he cared about winning and doing his best. One interesting thing about Bill Russell is that he didn't like to sign autographs. He thought it was better to shake someone's hand and talk to them instead. He wanted people to see him as a person, not just a famous basketball player. Bill Russell had a very special laugh. It was so loud and happy that people said it could blow the roof off a building. His teammates loved to hear him laugh in the locker room. After he stopped playing, Bill Russell did many different things. He was a coach for other teams, he worked on TV talking about basketball, and he wrote books. He always tried to help make the world a better place. Throughout his life, Bill Russell won many awards. He was named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. He won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest award a regular person can get in America. President Barack Obama gave him this award in 2011, saying that Bill Russell was someone who stood up for the rights and dignity of all men. Bill Russell faced many challenges in his personal life too. His mother died when he was just 12 years old, which was very hard for him. He was married 4 times and had 3 children. Even though he had some difficulties, he always tried to be a good father and set a good example. Bill Russell lived on Mercer Island, Washington for over 40 years. He loved cars and had a large collection of them. He was also an animal lover. Sadly, Bill Russell passed away on July 31st, 2022, at his home in Washington.
Bill Russell, also known as Doc Fire, was laid to rest today. He helped start Firefighters for Kids in the 1980s, which provides toys to thousands of underprivileged children during the holidays. NBC4 is a proud sponsor of the toy drive for the program every year. NBC4 photojournalist Mike Klug is giving us an inside look at the service.
My dad was a people's champ. He loved giving back to the community. This right here is basically a reflection of him. He just loved helping people.
The kind of person that any of us would want to call friend. There's a lot of kids around here that did get help basically because of him. Just the fact of them not having anything bothered him.
Firefighters for Kids, my dad started that before we were even born, so we were born into it. When we went to Firefighters for Kids, of course we wanted to play.
He was 88 years old, but his impact on basketball and on society will never be forgotten. Here are some important facts about Bill Russell's career. He played for the Boston Celtics from 1956 to 1969. He won 11 NBA championships in 13 years. He was a 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player. He was a 12-time NBA All-Star. He led the San Francisco Dons to 2 NCAA championships in 1955 and 1956. He won a gold medal with the U.S. basketball team at the 1956 Summer Olympics. He was the first black head coach in NBA history. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1975. But Bill Russell's impact went beyond basketball. He used his fame to fight for civil rights and equality. He wasn't afraid to speak up against racism, even when it was difficult or dangerous to do so. He showed that athletes could use their platform to make important changes in society. Bill Russell's life teaches us many important lessons. He showed us that, even though Bill Russell is no longer with us, his legacy lives on. He inspired many people, both on and off the basketball court. He showed that with determination, courage, and a commitment to helping others, one person can make a big difference in the world. The next time you play a game or face a challenge, remember Bill Russell. Remember to try your best, to help your teammates, and to always do what's right. Who knows, you might just change the world, one action at a time. Bill Russell's story reminds us that we can all be winners, both in sports and in life, if we work hard, care about others, and stand up for what's right. And that's the amazing story of Bill Russell, a true champion, both on and off the basketball court.